My boyfriend wants to move in with me. I want him to live alone first. My boyfriend and I have been together 10 months. He lives with his parents, 50s M plus F, and younger brothers, 10, 16, 18, no sisters. Before current events he was over my place basically every night. A couple nights ago he said that he wants to move in with me if I'm up for it. I've been to his place more than once and I've seen how their dynamic works. His mother does everything for all 5 men in that house. Cooking, cleaning, the works. Basically all they have to do is put their laundry away after she washes, dries, irons, folds it. The reason the parents aren't forcing them to contribute is that this was the parents' agreement. He works, she's a stay-at-home, so she raises the kids / runs the household, and he pays for everything, with one of the clauses being that if she's doing everything there's no need to involve the boys. As a result, my boyfriend cannot do anything. I don't know how much of this is actual cluelessness and how much is him trying to get out of stuff, but he has told me, completely sincere, and I checked this with his mother, that he can't even fry an egg. Which is why, when my boyfriend suggested moving in together, I said I wanted him to live alone first. His plan was basically to go straight from his mother's house to my flat. I told him my hesitation, which is that he can't do chores. He then offered to pay more rent, 75%, in exchange for me doing all the chores. I said no. I don't want to be his mother or his maid. I want to be his girlfriend. Then I told him I wanted him to live alone. Go from his mother's house to his own place. Figure out how to do all the things he's never done for himself. Learn some basic life skills. And then revisit us living together. This has caused a huge argument, biggest we've ever had. He's taken me saying he has no life skills as an insult, which it kind of was to be fair, and has basically said that clearly I don't want to live with him at all as I've pushed the moving in time back, and have only said we'd revisit after a few months of him living alone. And I did say revisit, because I wanted to make sure he actually knew what he was doing, and wouldn't immediately switch back to offering more rent for no chores. This was all a couple nights ago, and he's just stopped talking to me. He's at his mum's, he's online, he's talking to mutual friends who have said he is responding. He just won't answer any of my calls, texts. He's told our friends what happened, and they are all on his side, saying I was really mean / cruel. I love him, and I do want to live with him eventually. I just don't want to live with him if I'm doing everything, and the one thing I don't want is him paying extra for me to do all the housework. Is there some sort of compromise or some option I'm not seeing? What can I do to fix this? Reddit comments and update. You don't need to fix anything. Your boyfriend needs to learn to take care of himself, not just expect you to be mommy with benefits. If he's insulted that you said he had no life skills, he should go get some. How is he not wildly embarrassed to be 24 and not do his own laundry anyway? He says when he was 17 and there was a possibility of him moving away for university, he asked his mum to show him the basics, and she refused because that was her job. So I'd say the parents aren't blameless here, but for the most part, when I say how can you not do X, he just shrugs and says no one ever taught me, and if I say he should have learned on his own or found a YouTube tutorial or something, he tells me to stop attacking him because not everyone had to be self-sufficient as a kid the way I did. I had like the exact opposite of his upbringing, where I basically took care of my mum from a young age. Yeah, but like, he's not a kid anymore. He didn't learn when he was 17, but that's not an excuse for remaining ignorant 7 years later. Please see this for the red flag it is. Yeah, I've said to him that Google is free and some stuff he claims he can't do, like loading the dishwasher, is inexcusable, but he takes it as me attacking him. I know it's a red flag, and I don't want to be all I can change him, because I know it never works, but like, it's the only issue I have with him. It's the only issue you have with him, because you haven't been together long enough to see where else this leaks out. If you stay together and have kids, he's not going to know how to change their diapers or soothe them in the middle of the night. If his parents get sick, He won't know how to talk to their doctors or get paperwork together. If you buy a house, he'll never know how to fix it or get quotes from tradesmen or pay taxes. Do you want to be a single mom to your boyfriend? I was married to someone like this for 13 years. I had to do everything. He made the money though. When his mom died, he only knew how to go to work and make the money. When we had children, he never once changed a diaper. When I bought the house, his name wasn't on it. When he came home from work, I did his laundry cause he didn't know how. I did the dishes, I cooked, I cleaned, and then got angry at if things weren't clean enough, or if I moved something of his that he now couldn't find. I took off the trash. We lived out of district for trash pickup and would have to pay extra for trash pickup, which he didn't want to spend the money on, but he never took it off because the dump is only open when I'm at work. I mowed the 1 acre we lived on. I took the dogs he wanted to the vet for regular checkups. I paid all the bills with his money and arranged the shopping. I raised the kids, and then when I left him, he took them from me. Why? Cause he made the money. He made me quit my job when his mom died cause we had no one to watch our kids and he didn't want a stranger doing it. That was in 2010. I left in 2014. Just be careful. Maybe your guy's capable of learning and will put an effort into it. My ex-husband was a whole other level of horrible, but he certainly always used the excuse that he didn't know how. How could I say this? Frying an egg and putting the clothing inside the washing machine. Not rocket science. What gets me about the it's not rocket science thing is he's literally working towards a PhD in a science subject. He understands rocket science, but can't fry an egg. It's not that he can't, he chooses not to. He can Google it if it's so complex, but he hasn't. He literally does not want to learn. Seriously, if he's working towards a PhD he knows how to Google. Just got my master's and it's pretty much a master's in Googling. My kids are 16 and 14. They have been able to do laundry, vacuum, wash the dishes etc. since they were preschoolers. My oldest used to love making his sister toast for breakfast on weekends when he was 4, so me and their dad could stay in bed. They now cook dinner once a week each, do their own laundry and a whole load of other chores. Last week my oldest googled a new recipe, shopped for the ingredients, cooked it, served it up, and discussed how he could improve it next time. Again, he is 16. My kids are smart, but they aren't exceptional. Your boyfriend is choosing to be a slacker. I have made this mistake twice in my life so far. Do not move in with a partner just because it's convenient. I've done that twice and came to realize eventually I'm not actually in love with them. You move in with someone when you're absolutely sure you love them, when you know everything about them, when you have good communication. If you move in with a partner because it's convenient, especially when you're young, you can feel trapped if the relationship starts to end. You're locked in a lease, stuck sharing a bed with someone you might not like or love. You grow to resent them. Or maybe you do actually love them. I can't speak for you two, but I definitely wouldn't be able to even respect someone that couldn't do their own damn laundry. Another reason not to move in with your BF is yes, he definitely needs to grow up. He needs to learn life skills like you said, and the fact he blew up on you for pointing that out shows he needs to mature a ton before he moves in with a girlfriend. You are too old to be dealing with this. If he can't have a grown-up conversation and take criticism, what's the point? He ran to friends and family instead of talking to you. Do not move in with him. This means if you leave for a week for something important or even some alone time, a vacation, whatever, he would have to go back to his parents' house because he doesn't know how to be an adult. So if you have kids with this guy and you want to have a weekend with your friends, you can't. Nope. It's either he learns and grows up, or he can stay a child with his parents. I just read the whole thing lol. He's a chip off the old block. You stand your ground. Good for you. There's no argument here. If he can't accept the olive branch you're offering, then dump him. The fact is, even if after living alone for some time does not guarantee he'll be any different. He's had 24 years of practice. Update. He called me and agreed to talk. He then basically said that he was never going to be willing to learn to do anything, and even suggested dividing up the chores, then I do my half and he hire a maid to do his half. Suffice to say, this was something of a turn off, and by the end of the conversation we broke up. Comment and subscribe.